Judge can decide whether a reenactment of the Parkland massacre can take place inside the 1200 building at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School. It's part of a civil lawsuit brought on by a group of victims' parents.
CBS News Miami's Teri Hornstein live outside the Broward County Courthouse with more on this. Teri, this comes as more families are set to possibly visit the 1200 building again today.
Yeah, after the two criminal trials in this case, we are still not done here. And this reenactment, well, the decision on that could be decided here at the Broward County Courthouse today. So this reenactment, it would parallel the moves the shooter made back in 2018 inside that 1200 building. And the purpose of it, well, the suit says to prove former school resource officer Scot Peterson heard more than 70 shots that day back on Valentine's Day in 2018. So Peterson, he was just acquitted in the criminal case against him. He was charged with child neglect as well as culpable negligence and perjury, but he was acquitted on all of those charges. But for the victim's parents say there is evidence he knew where the shots were coming from that day, and the best way they feel to do that, to prove it, is to demonstrate what happened. The motion says the simulation will include the same type of weapons the killer used, using blanks instead of real ammunition. Attorneys, agents, and experts expected to take part in it. Peterson's defense during his trial was he heard gunfire but didn't know where it was coming from. Families already settled with the Broward School District but still have pending civil cases, including against the Broward Sheriff's Office and Peterson himself. Now that the shooter and Peterson's trial wrapped up, the 1200 building is set to be handed back to the school district to eventually be demolished, but not before loved ones are able to tour the hallways to see firsthand what it looks like 5 years after a gunman killed 17 people and wounded 17 others. The walls remain blood-soaked, shattered glass still on the floors. The building virtually untouched since that day. So we do know 2 more families are expected to tour that building to walk through the halls, what must be a very difficult walk for those families. We've seen several become emotional, as you would expect after visiting the 1200 building. As for the decision here today in court, of course, we'll let you know what happens. We're live this morning in Fort Lauderdale. Teri Hornstein, CBS News Miami.
It was definitely a delicate situation, a delicate decision to be made on whether you do reconstruct that scene. All right, Teri, thank you.